All right, today we're joined here in the ProMotion studio by Erin Coburn. Erin, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Why don't you go ahead and introduce the guys in your band for us?
All right, so we've got Sam, Brandon, and Jack.
All right, and give me a little bit of background on these guys. How'd they come to be in the band?
Oh gosh, so Sam is actually the most recent addition, and I got him from Jack, like
Like you stole him from Jack?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, they were in a band together though. They were actually in a metal band before me, and then Jack reached out to me on Instagram, and then he was like, "Hey, do you need a bass player?" And I needed one at the time, and I'm like, "This is perfect timing." So that's when Jack came into play, and then later Sam came, and then I've known Brandon since like
5 years.
5 years ago. Yeah, and we kept seeing each other at like the International Blues Challenge.
Okay.
And, but we never like played together, but I knew that he was amazing. And then we finally jammed one day at one of my shows, and I'm like, wow, he's really good. And then for some reason, so he lives in Columbus, Ohio, and I live near Cincinnati, Ohio. So I was like, he can't drum for me. He's just too far away. But I mean, now it doesn't really matter because
Made it work.
We just make it work. Yeah.
Right on.
It's totally awesome.
Well, you mentioned the IVCs in Memphis.
Yes.
You've participated in that how many times?
3, I think. Yeah, 3 times.
3 times?
Yes.
What's the experience like down there?
It's incredible. I actually wrote a song about it called Left My Heart in Memphis, partially because I met a guy down there, but also because Memphis down at that time was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just so cool because every single venue has music in it, like all kinds of blues, different like versions of people's blues, and then like from all over the world, and like the streets lit up. It's awesome.
Well, Bill Street is just absolutely steeped in music history. Well, Memphis in general.
Yes.
But being able to participate in that must have been a really cool experience. And you've got 3 albums under your belt now.
I do. Yes.
You released the first, Chaos Before Conformity, in 2014.
I believe so. I was like 12, I think.
12 or 13 years old. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And then you followed that up with Queen of Nothing.
Yes.
And that was when you were 16, 17?
15 or 16, yeah.
And now you've got the new one out from under.
Yes.
And that dropped back in November, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long does it usually take you to write songs? Like, do you sit down and you get a whole catalog of songs together and start whittling them down, and you're like writing towards an album?
It's been more like I will sit down like every day I write a song. Like it may not be like the best one, but every day I write a song.
That's a way to challenge yourself.
It is, and I kind of like when I get to the point where I'm like, okay, I have a lot of these that are finished and kind of like ready to go. You know, they're rough demos, but they're good demos.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna take these to the studio, and like kind of my producer and I will go through some things. But normally I'm the one that brings him like 15, 16 songs, and then we just comb through it and then kind of like brainstorm from there. But generally I write before I like work up towards an album, but I can do both.
Right on. Mm-hmm. So your producer's kind of like your sounding board, being like, what do you think of this?
This recent one was, but I mean, not all the time, because like the songs I'm writing now, I don't talk to him. It's just like only if I know that I'm going to be in the studio on a certain day, then I'll start calling him and say, hey, this is what I've got. Let's talk about these. You know,
right on.
I want to know like which ones we want on the album.
And how has your songwriting changed from the first album to this new album?
I've gotten more mature.
Okay.
For sure.
That's to be expected, though.
A lot more life experiences, but I'd like to think that it's gotten more focused. Like I focused more in on like what my sound is and kind of what my message is. Like my first album, I had a message, but it wasn't as clear. It was more like here's a message with each song. Whereas my third album, I had a clear message for that,
just
like
a
covered all
cohesive
the songs.
thing.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I want when it comes to albums. I want to be able to deliver a message when people listen to all of the songs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, make that cohesive full album, and it's hard to do that now in today's market. So. I've seen comparisons before you came over. I was doing my research. Got to do my research, and I've seen comparisons of you drawn to guitarists like Kaki King and Suzanne Tedeschi. Mm-hmm. What do you think of those comparisons? Like, is that humbling, or is it like yes?
I mean, it's pretty cool to be compared to like so many great guitarists. But I mean, yeah, it's just neat. It's neat.
And you got a definitive blues influence on your songs and your songwriting. I guess that came from a guitar teacher you had when you were younger as well.
Yeah, I went through so many guitar teachers, and like I was that kid that would get something to practice, would go home and would not practice it. I did my own thing. I wanted to do my own thing. I was very bad about following rules. But which was good because it's like that's like the songwriter in me, I guess. You know,
Yeah,
I wanted
absolutely.
to write my own stuff. I didn't want to follow. But my third guitar teacher finally understood that. Like he's the one when I went to him, he was like, you know what? Let's work with this. You know, let's get your creativity flowing and stuff like that. And the best way to do it, blues, because it's like a lot of it's just improv. And so he took me to all these open jams and open mics, and I was just like, there's like these like 40 plus guys, like 40-year-olds, like and above, like around me, just like staring at me, and I'm like this like 10-year-old little girl just like trying to play the blues, you know. It was very intimidating, but the blues definitely got me out of my shell and like really, I mean, it made me a jammer at heart, so I kind of infused that with my music today. And I try to stay away from saying that I'm a blues artist because I feel like it scares people our age off, which isn't good.
Well, there's definitely the blues influence there.
Yes.
You can feel that influence, but because blues and jazz and so many of those styles are kind of the backbone of modern music anyways, you can take that knowledge and foundation and kind of put it towards anything you want creatively. And speaking of guitar, and you play ukulele as well. You'll play it. You'll play any stringed instrument I guess somebody puts in front of you, right?
Not any, but I've got mandolin. But yeah, ukulele, bass, guitar, yeah.
And speaking of guitar, you've got a new sponsor.
I do. I am.
Speak of the Strandberg Guitars.
Yes, I'm an artist for Strandberg now, and I couldn't be happier. I'm very proud to be with them.
And that's not even the only sponsorship. You got a sponsorship with a Bad Cat recently.
Yes,
Bad Cat Amps.
Yes, yeah. These two together are going to be
That's
force to be reckoned with.
Phenomenal duo, yeah. And you've got some other sponsorships. You've played in big festivals, everything from Summerfest to Milwaukee. What was that like? I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with the scope of Summerfest.
It's huge. We got there and I'm like, this is insane. Like we loaded into like the back of the stage and like it was just crazy. We had our own dressing room. But like as far as the whole festival goes, it was really neat to be playing the same festival as like Amine and Shawn Mendes and like there's this one guy I saw there that I really like, Devin Dawson. Yeah. Like, there's just so many great acts, and it's cool to be surrounded by that, because the energy is very different, because it's just...
What were the crowds like there?
Huge.
I mean, it's a massive crowd. I didn't know if it was going to be just the overly inebriated crowds. I went once, and that was my experience, and I was like, I didn't know this many people could be drunk at once.
You know, a lot of the people that came up to me after the show weren't like totally gone. They were there. So
cool, right on.
Yeah, it was a pleasant experience.
All right, and you're in town. You're going to be playing the 6 o'clock Swerve with our friends over at WDVX, Wayne Bledsoe, and he's you've been on his show before as well.
Yes.
And you're going to be back here in May 9th at Preservation Pub.
Yes, I will be. Yeah.
Right on. Where can people find the music? Where can people look up Erin Coburn, get some of those tunes, get some merch, anything like that?
Yeah, of course. ErinCoburnmusic.com. ErinCoburnmusic.com.
And you're really active on Facebook as well. You do live streams and you do kind of like work through songs on there.
I feel like sometimes I live on Facebook and Instagram more than I live in my own house. But yes, I'm on there a lot. So
so follow her on Facebook and Instagram. You can get the heads up, hear that music before it hits an album even. Before we go, we got to talk about fashion. We've been talking about your shoes all day. Fashion is a big thing to you. What's your idea of like just kind of a modern, awesome stage outfit?
You know, the thing is, I never used to be like into like outfits and fashion. I was that kid in like middle school and high school that never matched, and I feel like that's what I kind of go for. I just go for whatever vibe I'm feeling, like whatever emotion. So if I'm feeling colorful and crazy, then I'll just go crazy. And yeah, really, it's more based off emotions. It's not like what's in, what's the trend. I never try to be like anyone else.
All right. Well, before we go, I feel like these guys have been sitting here quiet. So what's one nice thing you can say about Mr. Sam there on the end?
Sam is
sick.
Well, no, not sick. He is sick right now, but he'll be feeling better. He's very like animated on the stage. That's what I like about Sam, because I look over and he'll be like going like
coming
this,
from a metal
and I'm like,
band.
my goodness.
I would expect
It's fun. It's fun. So
all right,
yeah.
Sam, what's one nice thing you could say about Erin?
Well, okay, so
Please,
it's all of them. When I got here,
all of them. Then
they're freaking amazing musicians. Every one of them are really unbelievable when they take solos, and I just stand there and laugh because it's just hilarious how good they are. So yeah, it's awesome playing with all of them.
Oh, thanks, Sam.
All right, and what can you say about this man you've known for 5 years?
Brandon. Oh my gosh, probably best friend. Yeah, he's my
Okay.
best friend, and like we've been writing songs actually recently together, and it's cool that we can bounce ideas off of each other and just be like, yeah, let's do it. You know, like we try everything, and I like how willing he is to just try any kind of thing that's new, and it's great.
Brandon, those are some pretty mighty strong words. What can you say about her?
Best friend, best band I've ever been in.
Nice.
Don't leave me hanging. Thanks.
All right. Jack, what can you say about, or was it Erin? Jack? Erin? Jack? Jack. Okay, what can you say about Erin?
You sure it's Jack?
Maybe, I'm not
I think
sure.
it's Erin.
I'll trust you.
Okay.
Okay. She's really happy on stage, and you can tell that she enjoys what she does. And I've been in situations where people are just doing it because the contract says they have to do it. But I think she would do it even if she had to pay to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's really a part of her, and that's nice to see.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Guys, thanks so much for coming by today. Don't miss them when they're back here in May 9th down at Preservation Pub. It's going to be a jammer for sure. And check out 3 albums. She got 3 albums out now. The newest one out from Under. Go get it. I mean, it's new music. Why are you waiting? Guys, thanks so much for coming by today.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Don't miss another ProMotion live session.